Alright, let's talk a little bit about constructors from here. So maybe you're trying to learn Solidity, or maybe you're trying to learn how to write smart contracts and you're not quite sure about constructors. So I went ahead and made a new file here. This is called learn.sol here, and let's set up our contract. And we'll call it my contract. And we're going to open this up from here. So first off from here, a constructor is basically a function that's called once and only once when the contract is first deployed here. Well, let's go ahead and type this out here, and I'm going to explain a little more here. So we're going to say constructor, and we're going to set this up just like that there, okay? Almost like a normal function, but it doesn't need to have a name, of course, because a constructor is a constructor, okay? Like I said, it's called once and only once when the contract is first deployed here. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to set up a uint, and let's just call it num1, and let's not give it a value right from here. What I'll do, though, is I'll set num1 equal to, num1, let's say 87 right from here. And then what I'll do is I'll set up a new function, let's say function get number public. This is going to returns a uint, and we'll say return num1, and this can be restricted to view. I'm sorry. Save, and then if we deploy this contract from here, we can see that this number 87 gets assigned at runtime from there. All right. Now another thing I could do from here is I could take in a uint, and we'll say underscore num1, and we'll say underscore num1. Num1 is equal to whatever we take in there. So if I trash this contract from here, if I save this from here, and I want to deploy a new contract from here, I could say 58, and I deploy this from here, and now if I get my number, it's 58 here, and that number can never change. Now, why is that useful? That might be useful if you wanted to set up the contract for only the owner, only the person that deployed this contract within this contract from here. So let's remove this from here. Actually, let's remove this first here. So we're going to say address, and we'll make this, we'll just say owner. And what we'll do from here, remove all that, is we'll say owner is equal to message.sender. Alright, and we don't return num1 anymore here. Now let's return the sender, and we'll return the address from here. And we have a little bit of an issue there. I don't think the view can be set up. Undeclared identifier, sender, I'm sorry, owner. My apologies from there. And it actually can stay as a view. So let's go back to here, and let's go ahead and deploy this from here. And now, whoops, get rid of that old one there. Now if it says get number, but it should really be get address from here. This address is now tied into this contract for basically forever here from here. I can't ever change this. And this is good because this way I don't have to have the address hard-coded into code here. Whoever called this is reusable too. Whoever called this, whoever made this, is now tied to this contract forever. Let's take it one step further from here. So let's take this one step further. Now, if you guys have seen modifiers before, you might be saying, hey, you could just use a modifier for this. I'm going to use an if statement right now. So let's pretend that, let's go back to the secret number example from here. I'm going to set up a uint, call it secret number, and this will be 87. It's good enough for me. And then we're going to return a uint, uint from here. And then we're going to remove this from here. I'm going to set up an if statement, like I said before. Of course, if you guys have seen modifiers before, you could use a modifier in here. You could also use a require statement. Right now, just to make it a little easier, a little more simple. If you're coming from a different programming language, I'm just going to use an if statement. So I'm going to say if the owner is not, the MSG dot sender is equal to the owner, and we'll say something like return secret number. Otherwise, we're going to say return. We'll give them some bad information, 0 from there, okay? And we're looking good from here. So let's go ahead and trash this old contract, and let's deploy this from here. So if I'm the owner, I'm going to get 87 back. Cool. But this account was the one that deployed the contract. If a different account comes in here and tries to call this here, they're going to get a different value. Now you might be thinking, well, this sender and this sender, right? We're going to be getting confused there. Remember, whoever the sender is the one calling the contract, okay? But this was called the first time that contract was deployed. When I go to a different account and I try to call this function again here, the contract is already deployed here. I'm only trying to call that function at that point there. Does that make sense? One more time here. We'll close this out here. We'll use this account right here, A733C, and we're going to deploy this from here. And again, since this account deployed the contract, this function runs from here. The constructor only runs one time at the beginning. The constructor only runs one time when the contract is first deployed from there. Okay, if I get that number, I get my secret number back there. If I try to call it from a different account there, I get the wrong number back. All right, doesn't matter what other account I use, because now essentially this is tied to whoever deployed the contract in the first place from there. Okay, so if you guys enjoyed, be sure to give me a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe. And then also be sure to check out my Udemy courses too. Great job, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video.